Yo, what's good, YouTube? This video is titled Kick Streamer Tortured Friend for Clips, Jean Porvavone, and the video is by Novely. Let's get straight to it, man. Friend of the show. Dans le bras? Dans le bras?
Hey, French Kick Streamer.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. If you find this content entertaining, there's something deeply messed up with you, bro. Because this man was literally being abused, bro.
Named Gene was recently hospitalized in critical condition after enduring
Dude, he's like 40. He died at like 46, bro.
a bunch of torture / humiliation on stream for a 10-day straight stream, where his so-called friends would sit here and not only mess with him 24/7, making verbal jokes that were basically borderline harassment, along with physical violence onto him that would cause harm.
What the fuck happened in his room? This shit looks burnt. There's paint all over the walls. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about, bro, with the state of content creation. Everything nowadays is driven for dopamine. And if you really want to get on, you got to humiliate yourself. But they took that shit to the extreme. And rather than humiliating themselves, they found somebody who was desperate, right? And that they knew that they could manipulate to be constantly humiliated, and they pushed them to the point of no return, which is fucked up.
Like punching him, to paintball guns, to many other things, leading him to be in the hospital after enduring it for so long. But I want to deep dive into the situation because it's a lot darker than it seems, as Kick, the platform where this happened, even was promoting some of this stuff, posting the clips as if this is something to showcase for their platform. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself, so why don't we start from the very beginning.
That shit is like deeply upsetting me, bro, because it's like they took advantage of the fact that he was alone, you know what I mean, and the fact that he wanted to better his life and like actually be something, and that's just sad, bro. Like, some people are wicked.
With who all these people are and how do we get here in the first place.
Look, all he was a fucking punching bag that to just throw shit at and demean. It's not how you treat another fucking person, bro. This is content. Splattering shit all over the walls, breaking shit down, beating him up. That's not content, bro. Like, this shit, you see what I'm saying? Like, content has turned into, like, streaming has turned into something that this should never be a thing, bro. This should never be a thing. And you notice they're only doing it. Why are they only doing it to him? Like, I would get it if they like spread the humiliations out and it was like a group effort and everybody was like pranking each other, but it was just him, bro. What is fun? Like, that ass, what is funny about that shit? You gotta have a smooth brain to find some shit like that.
Well, this will be a more serious video and definitely will show a lot of things.
Is this Cuphead gameplay?
Not for
is that the new method?
Audiences. Just want to make y'all very
funny, bro.
aware. And obviously for YouTube purposes, everything I'm showing you is completely fake. There is no reason for alarm. All of this stuff is performed by trained professionals. There is no reason to age restrict my video. But the streamer we're talking about today is a French streamer named Jean Porvavone. Hopefully I said
Sebastian,
that right. And he had live streams where he was consistently the butt of the joke. No matter if it was verbal conversation or physical conversation, his so-called friends around him would do all types of heinous acts, basically torturing him be their entertainment for the live stream. And you're probably wondering why anyone would go through this and allow this to happen to them. Well, the story of John is actually very, very sad.
This is why I don't want to humiliate myself, bro.
Who I'll call John for the rest of this video was actually streaming alone at his mother's house at the ripe old age of 40 years old. Unfortunately for him, though, it was just him and his mother, and they were living off of welfare. And
nah, I'm not live on Twitch right now.
Didn't have a stable income at all. He was barely managing income while streaming, but he was getting well known for constantly raging on the game, and eventually was getting more traction when he started playing the game with another streamer named T.
Bro, and that's another thing, bro. Not only did they emotionally manipulate him, but they financially manipulated him. Because they were like, bro, like, you're over here making this good money. We're your friends. You're not going to be able to find us anywhere else. And, like, people are like, why didn't he just leave? Like, imagine you have to go back to the situation where you're stuck, like, living under your mom's roof and you're fucking broke. You know what I mean? That's not easy to walk away from.
K78.
Moi, je suis de ton côté, JP.
Mais regarde comment il joue, gros.
Aïe, aïe, aïe.
Eh ben, regarde comment il joue. Mais putain, nique ta mère.
See, there's a difference though between like raging on the game and like doing that shit in real life. On the game, it's innocent. We all got that one homie who's ass at the fucking game, bro.
Ah, c'est bon, j'arrête tout, j'arrête. C'est bon, Fortnite, je vais te désinstaller, va niquer sa rate de mort, gros. Allez, c'est bon.
While John might still be getting humiliated by playing the game because he's not that good at it and using his rage for content, this was still humiliation on certain constraints. Still very weird to go out of your way and do this, but at the same time, he was living in his own house and had the freedom to do whatever he wanted. Unfortunately, another streamer named Owen would convince him to join him in IRL streaming with a couple of his friends, and that's when a bunch of the actual physical things started happening. And
I want to know what made him like see something in him to be like, yeah, we could like use this guy.
It gradually got worse the more and more they streamed.
What the fuck is that, bro? Wow. This shit is genuinely sad, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. This is a grown ass man, bro. And he's out here being disrespected, thrown around for content. This is an infinite loop of fucking humiliation rituals, bro. How is this content?
If we're being honest with ourselves, this is not content at all.
That's what I'm saying.
Out of your way to mess with somebody, hurt somebody, harm them is not
like gimmick shit, bro. It just would never be. That shit would never be good content, bro.
Considered content. And even though people on this live stream are clipping up all of these clips thinking it was something funny, it should not have been. And all these people,
bro, I'm not gonna lie, I heard that the French government is like starting to crack down on everything. Bro, that dude Owen, by the way, he filed, I seen it on Twitter. He filed this like motion to say that he's being cyberbullied while he's mourning the death of his friend. Bro, the only thing you're mourning is those fucking paychecks not being the fucking same. People only watched you for the fact that you were humiliating this guy. And by the way, he passed away on stream and his body was lifeless for like an hour. I swear to fucking God. And Kick didn't even ban them. They didn't do nothing about it, bro. These guys, everybody needs to pay the fucking price to this shit, bro. We need retribution. We need something, bro.
All of them that say that they're his so-called friends is completely disgusting and deplorable behavior, because no friend would do anything like this to somebody they genuinely care about. You can see that they just saw him as a way to gain money, and since these clips of him doing these crazy things and people exploiting him in this way were going viral, they were making a bunch of money from it. A lot of people may be sitting here seeing all this stuff wondering why he didn't just get up and leave. Well, it was actually several factors, and obviously money was one of them. As I already stated, he didn't come from a place where he could just go back and have a type of income that was livable. This gave him a chance to actually live with a high status and make some money.
Yes, and another thing that they did, bro, because I went through the whole fucking thread. Bro, they got an apartment deliberately not in his name so they could hold it over him, bro. Straight manipulated him the whole fucking time.
And with the fact that before all of this, he had a life of constant loneliness. Obviously, these people around him were constantly telling him they were his friends, in this way manipulating him to believe that they were the only people that truly cared about him, and if that he left them, he would truly be alone forever. No matter what they said though, at a certain point, someone's going to break, and you could see certain moments where JP started to lose his mind because of the pressure he was under and the constant humiliation along with manipulation that they had put onto him.
No, là il a...
They throwing eggs at him and shit. And what you're seeing right here, he knew that if he physically retaliated enough against like some of these other people, they would just gang up on him and just keep the beating going, bro. So he would just crash out on the ground, or you would just see him like bottle that shit up. That shit is sad.
Voilà, du sang, voilà. Allez, mais vas-y, sois un homme.
Damn, bro. They're really abusing this man, bro. And they all they just over here laughing at shit. This shit is not funny.
His mental health, already bad, would gradually get worse along with his physical health, making it easy.
Let me tell you something, bro. Don't let anybody push you around Don't let anybody try to tell you what the fuck you got going on, bro. Don't let anybody try to manipulate you, bro. Because guess what? That shit will literally fucking... Yo, what's good? Is that actually fucking Gerber? What's good, Gerber? Let me know what this is. Okay, so basically, let me give you a rundown. We got a fucking goat in this bitch, by the way. Shout out my dog, Gerber. I be watching all your motherfucking videos, right? But let's go ahead and get straight to it. Okay, so basically, there was this Kick streamer, right? And he's like 46 years old. He recently passed away, right? And so the reason why he passed away was due to like physical exhaustion, sleep deprivation. They literally, bro, they would literally like bully the fuck out of him. They would put him in like infinite humiliation rituals. And he died during like a 10-day marathon. Kick was promoting this shit. They were tweeting it out. He even passed away. Like he was dead on stream for like an hour. They didn't ban them. They didn't do shit. And now like these guys are like backpedaling and they're trying to say I made a video on it, but it didn't end up hitting like that. But yeah, I did, bro. This shit was crazy. This shit was dead ass crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm gonna do one. You should, bro. That shit would definitely hit. Hold on. I'll be following you on my other account. I'm about to follow you on this account, bro. Y'all check out Gerbert. He's actually cool as fuck. He's cool as fuck, bro. But yeah, that shit is fucking crazy, bro. You know what I mean? So that shit is literally insane. I did make a video. You could pretty much get the whole gist of it. If you got Twitter, I can send you the entire thread and you can just read through the entire thing if you want. That shit is insane.
For him to be manipulated by these so-called friends. I don't see how anybody who actually cares about this man can see these things happening and call themselves a friend to not help, along with the fact that they're live streaming and people are clipping this up thinking that this is funny for entertainment. I genuinely don't know how you can look at any of these clips.
Bro, don't let anybody manipulate you, bro. Because I'm telling you, people can smell when you're vulnerable. And they'll try to come around you and they'll try to disguise it under the guise that they're just trying to help you and you know I'm cool with you and I blah blah blah. But then you'll start noticing little patterns. Like really listen to what people say when they start trying to take credit for everything that you know what I mean. They're like, yo, you wouldn't know these people if it wasn't for me, or you wouldn't know these people if it wasn't for me, or this, that, and the third. Like, that shit is crazy, bro. Or you didn't do shit for me. If people try to downplay what you've done for them, then that's when you need to go ahead and cut that tie off, bro, because people will literally, you feel me? Kick didn't do anything and they promoted it, bro.
Any of the things that they have done to him and laugh in any way.
This shit has been going on for months.
Very concerning stuff that somebody should have been handled. And the people that are sitting here doing this, thinking that this is what entertainment looks like, thinking that this is what funny jokes are, genuinely need some sort of punishment. But above all else,
I'm not gonna lie, there was some dude who was like, oh, everybody's talking about this, but you know, there's like worse shit going on, or you're not as good as you say you are. And then like they did the research on the dude. Turns out like he was like a PDF file. Like the guy who was telling people that this was entertaining. I gotta pull up the thread so I can show you. The
platform that allowed this, that being Kick, it makes it a lot worse once you see
only that weirdos watch fucking Kick,
promoting these things, thinking that this would be a good way to drive them to the French side of Kick.
And Kick was actively promoting this behavior. They were constantly posting these guys. In fact, they used this guy's harassment to plug their fucking merch line.
Oh my fucking
Anyone who
God,
continues to use that platform is actively allowing for stuff like this to keep happening. Because Kick's never going to change their terms of service. It's the only reason why they're allowed to stay afloat.
You know what's crazy? I thought they were doing good too, because you didn't see like all these nuisance streamers. Do you know what I mean? But then it'd be like these random ass fucking like stories like this that happen, and it's like, what the fuck happened, bro? I need to tap in with him. I'm about to follow him.
As a company,
Kick as a platform definitely does need to be held responsible, because I don't know any other platform I can go to and expect things like this. It's normally a Kick streamer, especially when you see the recent antics that a lot of people have been going on. People have been associating it with Kick streamers because that's just what it normally is. People like Johnny Somali, people like Jack.
You know, Johnny Somali is gonna be in. He's probably gonna be in jail for like. He's probably going to be in jail for like the next 5 to 8 years. I thought it was going to be a little bit more. Vitaly, he's gone for 10 years, bro. Literally, you got to wait like three years just to get your case going. And then he's going to probably serve like another 5. So that's like 8 years in the book, bro. Oh, I forgot about HS Tiki Taki. Nah, fuck that guy.
Jack Doherty, all of them being Kick streamers
Oh my
and
God.
doing the most heinous actions.
Classic
Now we have
Pepsi
people
in
like
hand,
this who
facts.
feel it's acceptable to go on the platform Kick and do heinous acts like this and not receive a ban, not receive anything happen. You can blatantly
Because Kick's whole appeal is they know that people would get banned on Twitch and then they can just come do whatever bullshit they want on Kick. That's their whole thing. That's why they don't give out money anymore. You remember when Soluminati was talking about, oh my God, like I might be getting banned and shit, and he wanted to get a bag from Kick? They were like, bro, we know that if you get banned by Twitch, you're just going to end up coming here anyways. So why would we pay you when you're just going to come here? So that's why he wasn't streaming. He kind of like took a step back because he didn't want to get banned as
have
well.
somebody be tortured
Yeah, because Jack Doherty was bringing him money, bro.
on stream, and they are going to use it as promotion to sell merch and to post funny clips. That is not acceptable in any way, shape, or form. I don't think any creators on Kick would be acceptable with this type of behavior. That's just what happens when you promote a platform like this with no rules and you openly encourage people to come from other platforms like Twitch and break the rules.
See, this is, I'm not gonna lie, that, but also, bro, this whole like era where like, if you noticed, streaming wasn't like how it used to be. Streaming used to be, okay, we're gonna get on, I'm gonna talk to my chat, I'm gonna react to videos, I'm gonna kick it with y'all, and then I'll get on a game and we have fun. But now, bro, if you do a chill stream, people are like, oh my God, you're just sitting there doing nothing. Bro, I would literally be sitting here, existing, minding my own business. Streamer University to this? Really? Like, people are so driven by dopamine that a stream isn't even you just kicking it anymore, connecting with your chat. It's literally just you trying to farm as many clips as possible. So when you start going for the clips, it takes you down this route. You start doing heinous shit like this to just try to get the subs and the clips and to go viral, and it's not the move, bro. Even, you know, there's obviously cases that are way less extreme, but nowadays, bro, if you noticed, a lot of like streams nowadays, or how a lot of people came up, was by humiliating themselves. Either you humiliate somebody or you get humiliated, bro. Literally.
That they were once have set. It makes no real sense why people wouldn't expect this type of behavior. And not surprisingly, in the midst of this happening on his platform, Adin Ross actually had something to say, saying this is horrible and disgusting. Whoever was a part of this deserves to face severe consequences.
Yeah.
I just spoke with Drake. Drake and I will be covering the funeral costs. This won't bring his life back.
Adin is real for this. He didn't have to do this at all.
But it's the least we can do. Prayers go out to Gene's family. Don't get me wrong, this is a nice gesture.
I'm not gonna lie, the fact that the Kick CEO, Eddie, and the co-founder Bijan have not put out a statement, that says a lot. That says a lot about this platform, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, bro, those two people who run Kick, they're actually hella weird. By the way, do you know that Drake said that he signed with Kick? He fell out with them because he was like, yo, he felt like him and Trainwrecks and Adin really did a lot to put Kick on the map, and they still treat them the same like how they started. He did a corny ass comparison. He's like, you're Jordan and I'm Steph, and we're winning all these chips, and the front office is still giving us granola bars and making us do suicides while they pocket all the money. And it's like, I get the analogy, but it's like, what the fuck is going on at Kick, bro? Like, literally.
Who will be
I think they're only concerned about, getting bread. That's literally it.
better is improving your platform. The moderation on Kick has always been talked about, to the point where anytime there's a bad actor and people put streamer next to it, they're unlikely to think of Twitch, Rumble, even
Bro, if you think about it, in order for a platform to survive, it has to have some type of moderation. We've seen it with YouTube. Bro, don't even worry about that shit. Fuck that. Fuck Rumble, bro. That shit is ass. That's just right-wing conspiracies, bro. Don't even go there. The UI is garbage on that fucking website, bro. But, damn, what was I gonna say? If it was profitable to have a platform with no moderation, don't you think that every single platform would be doing it? It's not. That shit scares advertisers away because they don't want their ads to be associated with people doing anything to get on and saying anything. You know what I mean? I tried it once. No, it's definitely it's definitely hella
which is
bro.
a new service.
The UI is
really
garbage.
associated with Kick. Those being the bad actors, because that's the platform where any bad actor goes to get any of their stuff off, because they know they will not be banned for any of their actions. I think this shows that this platform just needs better moderation. And overall, any streamer / content creator needs to understand the difference between content and literal torture, which shouldn't have to be said, because not everything is content. And this right here is just a terrible use of a power dynamic.
They didn't even treat him like he was human, bro. They treated him like he was a resource, like he was fucking expendable, bro. And he was.
Manipulation that should definitely lead to consequences. Anybody involved in this should face severe punishment, and
they need life in fucking prison, bro. That's literally some like Diddy shit.
Actions like this moving forward.
All right, Midnight, thank you for coming through, bro. Have a good one, bro.
But also law
KJ, what's good, bro?
if it is seen quick enough. I hope another story like this doesn't happen. And if you do want to learn more about this, I'm going to put a Twitter thread that links all the clips, even more clips than what I showed in this video, and goes more in depth into the story. But
yeah, man, this situation is fucking disgusting, bro.